Laura Ingraham has spent decades in the public eye, delivering sharp commentary, commanding cable screens, and shaping political discourse. But in 2025, the spotlight reveals a different story, one that has nothing to do with ratings or politics and everything to do with resilience, motherhood, and survival. The once uncheckable media figure has faced battles few viewers ever imagined. A cancer diagnosis that shook her to her core and the demands of raising a child as a single mom in a world that never pauses for recovery. The news of her cancer shocked fans and colleagues alike. Ingraham, known for her confident, sometimes combative on-air persona, suddenly found herself navigating hospital rooms, test results, and the emotional turbulence of a disease that forces you to confront mortality. The cameras weren't there this time. There were no scripts, no teleprompters, no prepared statements, just the stark, raw reality of fighting for your life while maintaining the facade of strength that millions had come to associate with her public image. For Laura, the battle was both physical and emotional. Chemotherapy, surgeries, and relentless doctor visits were just the beginning. The real fight was internal: fear, uncertainty, and the question of what comes next for a woman whose identity had been so entwined with her career. She admitted in private conversations that there were days when she doubted herself, moments when exhaustion threatened to overwhelm both body and mind. But underlying all of it was a fierce determination, a refusal to let the disease define her story. At the same time, Laura was navigating single motherhood, balancing her demanding schedule with the constant needs of her child. Parenting under normal circumstances is challenging. Parenting while recovering from cancer is a feat few could manage without breaking. Yet sources close to her describe a woman who approached motherhood with intention, patience, and a deep love that fueled her recovery. Each bedtime story, each school run, became not just a duty but a reminder of what she was fighting for: life, health, and family. Her journey in 2025 is also one of reinvention. The once dominant cable personality has shifted her focus from sheer volume to meaningful engagement, using her platform to discuss wellness, resilience, and the personal toll of illness. Ingraham's public presence is quieter, more introspective, and unexpectedly relatable. Social media glimpses reveal workouts, nutrition routines, and candid moments of self-care estimates, to the disciplined approach that allowed her to reclaim both her health and her energy. The tension of balancing recovery and career is palpable. Interviews suggest that Ingraham grappled with the decision of whether to step back entirely or continue on air. The fear was real. What if her audience saw weakness where she wanted strength? What if her professional identity crumbled under the weight of illness? And yet each appearance in 2025 reflects a woman who has found equilibrium. Public figure unafraid to show vulnerability while maintaining the authority and voice that built her career. Emotionally, the journey has left its mark. Laura has spoken about the loneliness of single motherhood compounded by medical challenges. The nights spent awake, managing pain and worry, reveal a side of her rarely seen on television. But alongside the struggle is profound growth. Surviving cancer has reshaped her priorities, teaching lessons about gratitude, patience, and the impermanence of control. She's emerged not just as a survivor, but as someone who has reevaluated life, work, and the meaning of success. Ingraham's story also highlights the intricate dance between public perception and private reality. For years, she was the strong, unyielding voice of conservative media. But behind the camera, she was human, fragile, and learning to lean on support systems she previously eschewed. Friends, family, and medical teams became integral to her recovery, reminding her that vulnerability is not weakness, but a necessary step toward resilience. By 2025, the narrative is less about the headlines she once dominated and more about the life she's intentionally building. Single motherhood, cancer recovery, and professional adaptation converge to create a portrait of a woman redefining strength on her own terms. Each day is a triumph. School drop-offs without collapse, board meetings approached with energy, and small moments of self-care that fortify the spirit. Her life is no longer scripted. It's live fully, imperfectly, and courageously. The story of Laura Ingraham in 2025 is not just about survival, it's about transformation. The public may remember her for her sharp tongue and political insight, but those who witness her day-to-day life see the depth of her courage, the vulnerability of motherhood, and the triumph of beating a life-threatening illness. The woman behind the microphone is no longer defined by controversy or ratings, but by resilience, love, and an unbreakable spirit. Ultimately, Laura's journey leaves a lasting impression. Strength is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to face it with honesty, perseverance, and heart. Cancer, single motherhood, and the pressures of a public career could have dismantled her. Instead, they've refined her. In 2025, Laura Ingraham isn't just surviving, she's thriving, showing the world that true power comes from embracing vulnerability, fighting relentlessly, and choosing life every single day.